Alright everybody, so today in this video we are going to try to end off with this car being on the ground for the first time in 2 years. I haven't seen this car on the ground in so long. It has been on sketchy ass jack stands this whole time. This car's gone through hurricanes, everything on jack stands with no suspension. So hopefully in this video she will be put on the ground. I still have to do some stuff. There goes the whole rear end suspension parts and everything for the front to be done. After we measure for a drive shaft and I get this thing somewhat running, I will be finishing the undercoat of this car and boxing in all these cuts so that it looks stock, or not stock, but it looks not like shit. So right now it's just cut up so that the adjustable arms and everything have space to move around and we could get the bolts out easily. Once everything is bolted in and we know it works, it runs and drives under its own power and the car doesn't fall into pieces, once I do one pull or just one gear change, we're going to get some plates, block this in, block everything in, and then I am going to do what I did to the front end. As you guys seen in one of the previous videos on this car, I truck bedlined the whole entire front end. I sanded it, or I cleaned it up, kind of sanded it down, resealed everything in the front, and then put the bed liner. So it looks like that. I did that on the underneath of everything, all the way up to about halfway through the trans. Everything else is kind of just prepped for it. But I haven't prepped this full rear end because I knew we were going to be welding and doing all this extra stuff. So once that's fully finalized, all the cuts are made, everything's sanded down, everything's bolted in, and I know it works, I'm going to be cleaning everything up and doing the undercoat so this car looks brand new and it doesn't rust away. So that's the plan for this car. The first thing we want to do is put all this together and get this car on the ground. And it also starts with taking apart the suspension off this car and swapping it onto this car. So let's get it started. All right, so right here we have everything for the rear subframe swap to be put in and bolted in, hopefully finally. S13 subframe with the fabricated front mounting bolts, or yeah, front mounting place so I could bolt up to the Z31 stock mounting. We also have S13 axles, S13 knuckles, Z32 rear rotors, S13 to Z32 conversion lines, all hardware, brand new hardware, front and rear Z32 brakes. We have the S13 stock differential, stock lower control arms, the 5-lug hub, whatever you call it. We have all adjustable ISR arms and just bushings for the rear subframe and other bushings and stuff for the lower control arm. So this is everything for it to be put in the car. I am taking I'm taking the S13 coilovers back off of this car and putting them back onto this car. And then I'm going to get more S13 coilovers and just mod the stock stuff. You know what to do to put coilovers on these piece of shit cars. I'm going to just do that on the pair that I took off of this so that this car is not on jack stands like this car. So, but for now I'm just going to take everything, put it back onto this car, which was the plan anyways. So we have everything for the rear end to go in. Everything for the front end is basically just the coilovers and the rotors. So I'm just taking this whole assembly off and throwing it back onto this car because that was originally on this car. So we're throwing everything back on. Everything is bolted up. I still got to shift the motor a little bit to the right, and then we still have to make a transmission mount so that could be finalized. Trans in, shifter in. I have to put this back together. I'm gonna do that once the car's on the ground. I have not seen this car on the ground in over 2 years, I would say. So like about 2 years. So yeah, we put everything. I'm gonna put the front end in. I still need David, the guy who welds everything up for me. You can follow him on Instagram at Hellbent Creations or That Stock Sonoma. But yeah, I still need him to weld a reinforcement plate up here so that the bolts are reinforced and sturdy. Once he does that, we could start assembling the whole rear end, throw it in. I still gotta take out the ball joints or whatever the fuck these are called. And I want to get these powder coated. I might not powder coat them, I don't know yet. But this is just kind of to make sure the car actually runs and drives. So we're gonna just throw everything in. I'll do final touches later on in the road, like painting and making it look pretty. But yeah, so for now we're just gonna throw everything in so that we could get it on the ground and measure for a drive shaft. As you can see, honestly, it looks straighter than before. I might not even need to move it. But as you can see, the trans goes through the tunnel. And yeah, once we have everything together and I have all the wheels on, all the suspension in, we could put it on the ground, measure for a drive shaft. I could send out the yoke, get everything custom made to fit that. And hopefully from there is just filling up all my fluids. So radiator fluid, it already has oil. I need to get brake fluid for the slave and the brakes. I have my slave line for the clutch. For the transmission, I made like a little mount. I have oil catch can. I have to relocate it or at least lower it a little bit. And that's why these are still long, because it's not in its final place. I sadly had to cut this out to get the motor and trans in all in together because it was not going in. With like separately, when I had the motor in, the trans wouldn't go in from under the car. It was a pain in the ass, so we pulled it. It still took like 30 minutes to get the trans into the back of the motor on the flywheel and everything. But after we got it in, we had to chop this so we could just slide it in. So I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Alright, we're getting the final welds for this shit in. Now it's starting to look like something, man. It looks amazing. At Hellbent Creations. We got the bushings burning. I think I'm high off the smell. Or I got brain cancer from it. Either or. Yeah, now we're about to do the other side. Hopefully we don't run out of gas. I don't know, David's praying he runs out of gas. Campfire. How do you guys do your bushing? I kind of just stir the pot a little bit while it's burning my hand off. W flathead.
Doing a lot of bushing.
First he was talking shit, but now look at him. What?
What you mean? How was I talking shit?
Yeah,
I was admiring it. You got a great strat.
Oh my god, I'm dying, suffocating right now. Shit. There we go. She's all welded up, man. Somebody forgot to bring the C-clamp.
Oh yeah,
So
the C-clamp would break that in half, dude. He's talking about a ball joint press.
Dude, it would work. This is surprisingly working better than I thought, not gonna lie. Then we got this good old... Oh my god, this is probably gonna explode.
Yeah, probably.
It's supposed to be round on that.
Nah, probably not. I can see why it is though. Shit. You shake it. I don't know if shaking is good or not.
Let's get to action.
All right, she looks good. sticker in. Brother, what are you doing?
What do you mean it looks good? That bitch is gapped.
That shit's fine,
Look,
bro.
it's not.
Put it in, tighten the
Imagine it
bolt.
was your truck.
Put it in, tighten the bolt. That's what I would have done. Actually, matter of fact, I got a straight axle. I don't have bushings.
All right, what's up, guys? So this is day 2 of getting the rear end in the car and hopefully this car on the ground in this video. So right here I have the Z31 rear knuckle, all new bushings everywhere, a new spindle. I don't know what these are called, but the 5-lug spindle thing for the nut or for the knuckle, all bolted in, all new hardware. And here's the left side right now. We got the camber, the whatever, the toe, this and that. But also got the low control arm in with new ball joints and new bushings. But I'm going to be replacing these with adjustable lower control arms. I just wanted to throw the stock ones in to get it on the ground and lined up so I can measure. Oh my god. So I can measure for the drive shaft. And then later on I'll put them in, but this is how it is for now. Everything lines up. If I can pick it, okay, yeah, I'm not trying to pick it up with one arm, but I'm gonna do the other side, show you guys me doing that. I do need more washers for the bolts, so for now I was just gonna put it in and then have it sitting so that tomorrow I could buy more washers because Ace Hardware is about to close. And then after I get everything in, I'm gonna get the coilovers off of that car, throw them in here, and then start hooking up the brake system. And then we're one step closer to dropping this whole car on the ground, or at least on some tires so I could measure it for a drive shaft, fill up the fluids, this and that, and then you put it on the ground. So let's get to the other side.
Treat $100,000 whip like it's a toy. Call my brother EJ up, let's slam this bitch down to the floor. Where my slime, where my slap? Why this shit hit in my phone asking me where his baby at? Probably in the backseat. Fuck a GPS around my feet, bro. You.
Alright, so that's what it's looking like. Just using a jack to hold it up for now. It's looking nice. So now, tomorrow I'm gonna get more washers and probably take the suspension off the rear in this car and then throw it on there and then hook everything up. All right, so right here we have the wonderful GK Tech S13 to Z32 conversion brake line. So it's gonna hook up like right there. Boom. Think of a nice big old caliper right here that's bigger than the little baby Z31 one. I'm gonna finish tightening that one real quick and then do the other side. And I might call it for today. I still gotta fully tighten this rear bolt. Then I also got to fully tighten and put washers on all these bolts. And then I should be able to throw the axle in. Probably should have did the axle first. I don't know when should I do the axle. You guys let me know in the comments, but by the time you guys know, or by the time you guys comment, I would have already done it. So either way, I'm gonna go through a pain in the ass process and everything should be put together soon. So yeah. All right, so I got everything tightened down. CV axles in, all the arms are in and fully tightened. Just need to get adjusted for a alignment. Brake line tightened in, but it's not hooked up yet because I need shorter bolts. It's that much too long. But the rotor's on, caliper's on. Just got to do the other side. So for the suspension, the coilovers, I forgot. I shoved the bushing in there, and now it won't come out. So I got to get new ones anyway. So new coilovers. But once the new coilovers come in, we could hook it up. I could bolt everything in, and then we could throw it on the ground. But yeah, Hellbent's over here. Hellbending. Hell yeah. Well, you think got enough gas?
So hellbending? I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Say less.
Probably.
Sure, that's a W. All right, Hellbent. You over here hellbending, man. I like that. Trans mount is almost complete, or she's like 80%, you would say, right?
Yeah, I still got a gusset, but.
Oh my god, so she's like 20% complete.
Okay. 23 and some change.
23 and some change. Well, she's almost in there. We got the string method for the drive shaft. Supposedly, you have to fucking put her on the ground to get the drive shaft. But,
You gotta put it on the ground, bro.
I would have bought a drive shaft without measuring.
You
But
gotta shim your shit. And then...
hopefully we don't have to shim, man. Because, you know...
It's gonna change when we put it on the ground.
You think?
Yeah.
What is gonna change, though, like, actually? The motor? Really? Yeah. Hopefully it don't, but we'll see, man. Yeah, she's fucking... Got one coilover on the front on. This loud-ass machine. I still gotta tighten the bolts down and put the brakes on, but... Oh, I made a brake line for the back. Because the other brake line was shitty, so I had to make one. I'm just a non-mechanic mechanic, man. Got the other pieces of shit outside. I'm about to steal the other coilover off that car. 35, bro, 35.
Bruh.
God damn, she missing shit. I gotta put the rear one back on because I can't use the rears. But other than that, man, 3,500.
Put it together and I'll give you two.
All right, so I am on my way back from David's house. I got the shifter. It's a fucking wrench. Just made it at an angle. You guys will see it in the car. This is just the first version. I might buy the short shifter for the car, for the trans. That I might buy the short shifter, and then we just gotta basically do what we just did on this and kind of shorten it, pull it back, and make it, you know, straight in the middle so that I could actually shift into all my gears and everything. Because right now the trans is with the center console on, I can't get into 1, 3, or 5, or else it's gonna like break the center console or some like it might hit something. So we don't want that. We want to be able to shift through all the gears. So we had to relocate it. That's just the problems of it doing a swapped car and having to deal with shit like that. But we're figuring it out. I'm about to test fit it and let you guys know how it fits. All right, well, I went to go shift it and it came out. So I got to remark it, take it back to David, and he's gonna just tack it a little better. But for the car, the whole front end is fully bolted, tightened down. Everything besides the radiator fan, which comes in the mail in a couple days. The brakes need to be bled, but I'm waiting for a caliper, and the power steering. But I'm gonna do the power steering later on in the build. I'm just gonna run no power steering for now. But yeah, everything's done in the front. All the bumpers, fenders, everything's just bolted in. And yeah, so now I just gotta wait for tomorrow for the coilovers, so I can put them in, test that. I'm about to crank it over, see if it even cranks. I haven't cranked it over in like so long. It's not gonna start, but it'll crank. There, let me go grab the nut for that. But yeah, give me a second. All right, so this is the first time I'm gonna crank it with the key because I wired it with the key now. So see. Oh my god, I just walked into a fucking spider web. Holy shit. Dude, when did that shit get here? I was just... The center console is in place on where it's gonna... the stock location of where it's gonna be. The shifter is finally in. And to neutral. It's kind of like not comfortable, honestly. I gotta maybe like raise this part up a little more, but first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. You know, it's kind of like a weird position because it kind of lays at an angle like that. But maybe I could just put something like right here. But the gears are pretty short. Second, third, fourth, oh, fifth. I'm gonna just pretend like I'm doing a little pull. Starting second gear. That would have fucked that shit up. But yeah, now it's in there. The boot doesn't fit, so I'm probably gonna chop this boot up and get it to fit like somehow. I'm gonna put this part back in. See, this shit got a little crusty, dusty, but oh, there we go. That shit's a little ew. What the fuck is that? And then I'm probably just gonna chop this up so I can fit the boot over it. Oh wow. Well, now we ran into a problem. It hits that. But I don't need to run this right now. So we basically gotta lower it a little bit more so I can run this middle part. But I mean, for now, this is fucking perfect. At least good enough. Now I know it's when it's in neutral. Now I'm gonna go to sleep and go to work. And tomorrow the coilovers come in. I'm gonna put it on the ground, measure for a drive shaft, and put the interior back together. Alright, so today the car will be going on the ground for the first time in 2 years. Almost 2 years. Next month will be 2 years. But was getting up all the exhaust piping in. I know some of it's rusty, but literally it's been sitting in my shed for fucking more than 6 months. I was getting some of that ready. We got V-bands, AFR sensor, and was getting all that stuff ready, and the coilovers finally came in. So here's the rear. These are the fronts. I'm gonna just throw those on that because I already have the front ones from the other car on there. So yeah, I'm thinking about just slamming her to the ground. I'm talking full max out, hella camber, slam her on the ground, and destroy this car. Not playing, but let's get these in here and throw this bitch on the ground. Let me tell you something.
We're doing it.
We're just getting the sensor on the exhaust ready. Just about to make a little custom one, a little custom poo. We got all the pipes right here.
You might have to buy more pipe.
V-band. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna use them all like right here.
That's racist. I think 3 would be good.
No. Let me see where they at. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna keep it on that?
I don't like this.
That is actually kind of retarded.
This is ridiculous.
Like, why does it do that?
I think this is 2-inch.
Yeah, that's what we said last time. Alright, we got hell bent. Oh fuck, the camera blurry as fuck. Dang. Those are some clean pipes right there. What is that? Rust?
Oh yeah, stainless steel, obviously.
Where did you want me to buy? Fucking.
Stainless steel.
Is that not stainless steel?
That's mild.
Same shit.
You got me fucked up.
Same shit, bro.
Oh, fuck, bro.
But
My cuts are stainless.
I think.
This Sharpie doesn't even work.
Dude, that shit was working
You got
yesterday.
me under here with a non-working Sharpie.
Chill, bro, chill. I swear it was working. Press harder.
I'm a color on your drain bowl. It don't even work.
It's because it's metal,
It
bro.
don't even work, bro.
Nate gave me a broken one.
It don't even fucking work. Where's the other one?
The other one dried, bro. I lost the cap and it dried in 5 seconds. There's a lot going on in this one fucking video right now. But the car's on the ground. I did a little half alignment. And yeah, everything's in and bolted down. I'm waiting for my left caliper to come in the mail because they fucked up my caliper. So when that comes in the mail, I can bleed the brakes and the clutch. But that's it for today's video. The car is on the ground. It got on the ground, and now we're working on the exhaust. So the next video is going to be putting the exhaust on, putting the drive shaft in, and bleeding the brakes and all that. And yep, that'll be it for today's video. So see you guys next one.
You gon' kiss and tell. My junkie feeling he can't wait. Send them pills in the mail. You gon' never be happy thinking that life ain't fair. You can't fit inside my circle because you a square. Treat $100,000 whip like it's a toy. Call my brother EJ up. Let's slam this bitch down to the floor. Where my slime, where my slap? Why this shit hit in my phone asking me where his baby?